Variables are placeholders for storing temporary information that your app needs while running. This is a big step in programming knowledge. I'll give you some definitions first, and then we'll look at a few examples to see the concept in action. Variables have two parts, a name and a value. The variable name is how we refer to the variable within the program. It can be any combination of letters, numbers, or symbols. Just like objects and pages are given default names when created, Wyz Create by default will name a new variable as var followed by a number. If it's your first variable in the app, it's going to be var1. But it's best practice to adjust this to a unique name just like we do with objects and pages. A few examples of variable names could be player name, or color2, or device_type, or game-on, or product pick. Variable names are not case sensitive, so when you use these variable names throughout programming, you don't have to worry about capitalizing letters. Just make sure your spaces and symbols match exactly each time you refer to that variable. The variable value is any temporary information that you want to store, whether a word, a number, a file path, a color code, etc. So with our earlier examples, the variable values might be something like player name equals gamerlady27, color2 equals 405030, device type equals iPhone, and game on equals yes, and product pick equals this big long file path. Values are case sensitive, so in the case of player name, for example, the value of gamerlady27 with lowercase g and l would not match the value where g and l were capitalized. There are two ways to use the value of a variable in programming. First, you can set, get, or change the value through scripting. Remember the set properties and get properties sections of the script library? 2. You can insert a value within a script or object property by dereferencing the variable. To do this, you simply write a variable name in curly braces instead of giving an actual value. The program sees the curly braces and knows that the words between them is just a placeholder, so it'll use that variable's value there instead. Variables, their values, and dereferencing them is a big step in your app-making learning process. Let's take a look at these concepts in action. Starting simply, I'm going to add a sequence of scripts to this button so that when the button is touched, it'll get the name of this page, and then write the page's name into this text box by dereferencing the value of the page name variable. Keep in mind that the variable values are not persistent. This means that the program will remember them from page to page while the app is running, but they will not be stored when the user quits the app. To store variables persistently, you'll need to use scripts from the text and file handling section of the script library, such as write to file or write to data store. Next, let's look at adjusting the settings in your Wyz Create app to allow for even more powerful scripting abilities.